So good morning to you both. Peter, this is very controversial, saying that if you are carrying excess weight on your person, you should be charged as if you're carrying excess baggage.
Well, I actually don't think it is controversial. I think it's economics. I think, the more weight is on a plane, the more fuel that's needed to power it. Why shouldn't an airline pass that over to the passenger? An extra kilo is an extra kilo is an extra kilo, whether it's in a suitcase or whether it's
So what if you're pregnant?
Well, that's a different situation.
OK, what if you're sick?
But being fat isn't an illness.
What if you have a condition, a thyroid condition or steroid treatment, which means, or you have cancer treatment, which makes you put on weight? What do you do with these people?
I think we're talking about morbidly obese people here.
But where's the line? I mean, you can see immediately there are going to be loads of people travelling with excess baggage in terms of a baby or a health treatment condition weight increase, where you, Mr. Flight Scrooge, want to charge them money.
Well, look, I just think it's a good idea. Obesity rates in this country are soaring. More than 60% of the population are fat or morbidly obese. That's insane. We need to do something about it.
OK,
this initiative, it could be a watershed moment.
So this isn't about weight on a plane. You want to use this to punish people for being overweight.
No, I actually think I think it's important to use it as a costing issue for planes. Why should thinner people have to subsidise overweight people?
What about supermodels who take 18,000 cases onto planes?
Well, they would have to pay an extra charge for the extra luggage.
Well, should we stop them, though? I mean, I object to them having 18, even if they pay extra baggage. I object. It's skinniest. They get, because they all carry about 18,000 bags. Let's go to Kelsey Miller. Kelsey, you've heard the gentleman here in Britain who says that basically any overweight people should be charged for their excess baggage, for their flesh. What is your reaction?
Well, I think this is simply what the survey has really revealed is our issue with unconscious bias when it comes to people of larger bodies. And, for one thing, air travel is not new technology, and people with different sized bodies it's not a new population. So it's not as if we suddenly have this new problem that we need to solve. The new issue is really that we're all struggling with is the surcharges and the extra fees that we deal with on the airlines, but it's simply not a rational argument to punish a particular population for that issue.
OK, Peter?
I'm
being fattest.
I'm not convinced. No, I'm not. I'm just being a realist.
What if you're born tall?
Well, precisely. People already have to pay for extra legroom on a flight.
True. They do.
So what's the difference?
Well, they have to pay if they choose to pay. They don't. You can sit in a normal seat if you're tall without paying. I mean, you're not charged for being tall.
Yeah, but often it's somebody's length, somebody's height doesn't encroach on the passenger next to them. And
what if you're 7 foot tall? But you haven't got any money, so you can't pay for the increase in legroom, and you're sat next to you, Mr. I'm sorry, you don't conform to my skinny rake rule book. What are you going to do with that guy?
So what do we not do? Do we just never ever address?
Just to clarify,
well,
a 7 foot tall man or woman, there have been both, right? You're going to make them pay extra just for being born tall.
No, look.
Are you?
I would suggest it. I think it has merit as an idea.
So just because of the force of nature, how you are born, you're going to punish people financially.
I don't think a person's height should be priced. I think a person.
Well, hang on, it made them weigh more.
Not really.
7 foot people weigh more than you.
And people's height cannot be changed. It's set. People's weight can be changed.
Your problem is with people who are overweight.
No!
It is.
It is. Do you know who I'd like to? I'd like to find people who are annoying. And I get on planes and I sit next to someone and they go, "Oh, hello, it's lovely to meet you." Oh God, I want to find those people.
Kelsey,
I'd imagine on a plane, but you could be quite annoying, Peter.
But
Giving me your views about fat people
all these
and
people
tall
find
people.
you annoying on the plane as well.
Well, I'm silent on planes. I don't talk to anybody.
Kelsey, would you like to sit next to Peter on a plane?
I don't know him personally, but it doesn't seem like we have a lot in common. I do want to add, though, that, as you point out, as discriminatory as this is, you're also going to naturally overlap with other issues that are discriminatory. For example, depending on your racial or ethnic background, you may have a higher average weight, and certain populations have higher incidences of people of larger bodies. So you're not just going to be discriminating based on size. You're going to be discriminating, period.
That's a very good point. I mean, what do you do about people who just purely from ethnicity, way more, have heavier bone density?
But ethnicity isn't always a decider on those
Can be.
factors. Well, it can be, but
But if it is, what are you going to do? You're going to find them too?
Most times it isn't. And what we're talking about here is weight. And we're not talking about, some people being slightly bigger than others.
What's your limit? At what point do you start finding people?
Well, you'd probably have to calculate it in terms
12 stone, 18 stone, 25 stone, 30 stone.
And
Give me a number.
You'd have to calculate it
Give me a
based
number.
on what was comfortable
Give me a number you'd be comfortable with sitting next to.
in a seat.
What weight would somebody have to be for you, Peter, to feel comfortable sitting next to them on a plane?
Well, I'm not going to pull an arbitrary figure out
Give me
the
a number.
air.
Give me a number.
No.
You want to dictate all this?
You would have to calculate it by what...
How big you want to
by
be?
the
Are you that
proportions
wide,
of the
or are
chair
you that wide?
and by the
Where are we
weight
going?
of the
Where are we
plane.
going?
This sounds very much like you want one of those sort of frames like we have for hand baggage, and somebody has to fit into
Yes.
it.
Or for posting things
And
through the post office.
Right.
Like, yeah.
How utterly humiliating
Would you
that
make
be
people
for
literally
in
get
an
it? Yeah.
airport?
Would you get them to one of those cages at the airport, like a bag, and fit? If you don't fit, you're not
Could
allowed
be a
on.
great idea. When you check in, you weigh in. Who knows? I think that could work.
Peter, I think you've ignited a firestorm here.